ladies and gentlemen. We are the Millie Goats. We are back for week 11 of the NFL, and this is a podcast that believes Texas stinks. Texas football stinks. The SEC in trouble because, there you go, horns down. JBonez is here. I'm AK. We're here to talk NFL football. We like to digress slightly about college football in the first intro because we just watched a whole full day of college football, and I didn't watch any of the Ohio State game, but I saw they gave up 10 points. So is Ohio State slipping a little bit, JBonez? Horns down. Okay. JBonez, are you there? You're frozen. Did we lose JBonez? Potentially. That's okay. He's frozen in the horns down position for those of you can't see on the screen. And if you're listening to the podcast, welcome to the podcast. We like to go, we do each week, we have two regular podcasts, and we do a Pick'em podcast, NFL Pick'em, JBonez and myself. We hop on here. We are now 7-6 from last week, week 10. We rallied late. We are 74-69 overall. This week in the NFL, we have Indianapolis and we have New Orleans on the bye. First thing we like to do is we go to the tape to see what we did last week, to see how things looked. That was a 7-6 week. We thought we were dead in the water. Turns out we weren't. Let's take a look at what we did last week. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we start in. We did not pick the Thursday night game last week. We forgot. It was a terrible game. But we start in Germany, where the line was plus 5.5 to the Falcons. And, of course, the Colts win by 6 in overtime. Absolutely brutal. I knew when the Falcons, I think, missed it? Something happened, and the Falcons screwed up. And, of course, I was like, that's a bad omen. So, last week, we thought the Falcons were going to pull some magic. We thought the Colts maybe wouldn't score, but they did. Of course, Jonathan Taylor ran for 300 yards. So, real shame. Any thoughts on that one?
Well, they should have kicked a field goal to win. They got the touchdown. Oh, well.
Oh, well. We move on to the next game. The Panthers, who were favored by 5.5.
Oh, well.
They lost to the Saints. I mean, of course you can't believe in them. Of course you can't trust the Panthers. Of course. So, just an abomination. Next game, the Bears. Bears, 3.5-point favorites. They were down 10 points in the fourth quarter. And Jackson Dart gets hurt. We get a miracle win out of that. Otherwise, we were screwed. So, but the Bears rally. And we'll take it any way we can get it. 24-20. The Texans, the greatest comeback in franchise history. 28 points in the fourth. The Jags stink, dude. They stink.
With a backup quarterback.
We back up with Davis Mills. So, Kamarion's here. He says favorite football team is Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They better win this weekend. They better win. Jenny's here. She says hi. Hi, Jenny. Welcome in. We're reviewing our last week. Then we go to the Bills, who get smoked in Miami. Papa Shot got taken out of the locker room that last week. Ravens, they smoked the Vikings. J.J. McCarthy stinks. The Jets, Justin Fields throws for 5 yards in the first half. They beat the Browns. We don't get that one. The Bucs lose to the Patriots. We don't get the Bucs 2.5. The Cardinals, the afternoon slot, we missed one. That was the Cardinals plus 6.5. That was bad against the Seahawks. Then we go Rams minus 3.5 against the Niners. Okay. Told you. I believed you. I recused myself from that situation. I let you pick. We win. We all win. I probably saved us a winning week. Lions destroyed the Commanders. We all knew that was going to happen. Chargers throttled the Steelers. Shout out us. Everybody was wanting the Steelers. Absolutely not. And then in a Monday night finale, the Green Bay Packers put up 7 points against the Eagles, and the Eagles covered by plus 2.5. That's beautiful. I can't believe the Packers are favored in that game. They stink. Anything else to add on the rundown there, JBonez?
They stink.
Jordan Love's terrible. Sorry.
I don't think I'd do it any different. Jordan Love's terrible. The Bucks, I mean, Bucky Irving was out. I changed my mind that morning. Otherwise, I mean, the Bills frauds too. So hey, they play each other tomorrow.
The Cardinals was a swing. It was a swing. That was a. You know, we were trying hard there. You know what I'm saying? We got caught up in the Jacoby Brissett hype. That was our own fault. But everything. I mean, I wouldn't change anything either. I mean, nothing. Nothing. I felt good about every single one of those. So I don't think we reached on anything. But anyways, hey,
winning week.
What do we got here? Oh, Jenny's a small creator. There you go. We appreciate you tuning in, Jenny's. We got the Lopez family to YouTube. We're on the move in YouTube here. Here we go. NFL Prods. He says, yo, he's a Chiefs fan. We see the Mahomes there. How we doing, Lopez fam? All right. You got anything else to add on last week? We don't need to look in the past. We can't live in the past. We got to move to the future.
Winning week, 74-69 on the year.
That's pretty good.
Through the windshield, not the rear view. Pretty good.
That's right. That's right. The windshield's bigger than the rear view mirror for a reason. I think Jelly Roll said that. Who knows? Ladies and gentlemen, we move on to week 11 of the NFL season. What is our opinion on the Chiefs and Broncos game? Well, if you stick around, you will hear. And are we down to debate? You better believe it, pal. NFL Prods, we're going to go through these games, and then we will get to that game. But we definitely have some opinions on that game. We started it off. JBonez texted me, said, Patriots. That's it. One word. Guess what? We had a Thursday night game. Patriots win 24-14. I wrote down some notes. Vrabel's hair. He's doing a really, really good job of faux hawking that thing forward into a nice widow's peak. He's leading into the widow's peak. Great opening drive by the Jets. TreVeyon Henderson, big load game. It's just like that. Big load game for TreVeyon Henderson. He delivered 3 touchdowns.
Got my faux hawk, my widow's peak.
The May brother picture. They didn't have to do that to him. They specifically selected a picture of Drake May and his brothers where he looked the smallest. Classic older brother parents move. Hey, do you have a picture of your family? Yes, I do. Was where Drake May looks really little compared to all of his brothers. Hilarious. Big win for the Patriots. They have a legit shot at being the 1 seed. Good call.
Where are they on your power rankings?
They got to be at the top. I would say at the very tippy top.
Despite the fact that their schedule is playing all of the worst teams in football.
Yes. If you're asking me about power rankings to get the 1 seed, or actually, I believe they'll make a run in the playoffs.
No, power rankings today. Top 10.
Top 10. I think you'd have to put Seattle, the Rams. You'd have to put New England up there. You'd have to put I'm not putting the Bears up there.
All right, well, pause.
The Eagles.
This was a trap. You fell right into my trap. Because I don't want to see a TikTok this week that puts Texas A&M number 1 in your BCS because they played nobody. Their record is what it is. They played nobody. They stink while other teams like the Buckeyes are just destroying everything. So that's all. Thank you. That's all. Gotcha. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Can I get a shout out? Yes, you can, Nick Kerr.
No.
Oh, don't do it. Oh, man. Yes. We're going to look. The committee takes all the information each week. We're a fluid committee. We don't have preconceived notions on the committee when we make the college football playoff rankings for ours. We've been putting JMU at 12 for 3 weeks. Now part of my take wants to be like, PFT went to JMU, remember? Yeah, dude, we remember. Okay? And you're just now on the JMU train. They have 1 loss. They don't watch them play. Now they're going to watch them play. They're going to get on the hype train and build this whole thing up right before college game day. We know your game, PMT. Okay?
Is this sour grapes? I did see they played today.
Oh, dude, App State is in trouble. They need to get us back in the booth and make that happen.
How do you feel about Eli Drinkwitz making
Doing what?
Making a move.
Making a move to where? I lost you there for a second. Uh-oh. Did we lose him? Is he there? Well, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, he asked if you were glitching. He did have an update on his computer, he said. So we're working on that. Okay. We've got a game. Oh, I lost him. We've got a game in about 9 hours, folks. In that game, we've got some notes on. It's the Washington Commanders and the Miami Dolphins. So Spain has never had an NFL game. And what do they get? They get the 3-7 Commanders and the 3-7 Dolphins. Dolphins technically not mathematically eliminated. Dolphins are favored by 2.5. I wrote down a few notes. This is the Hawaii quarterback battle game. Marcus Mariota actually mentored Tua Tagovailoa. Both of these guys, I think, were the Hawaii Gatorade Players of the Year. They're the only duo from the same high school to be drafted in the top 5 since the Mannings. Washington had a tie the last time they were overseas. This is Miami's 8th game overseas. That's the second most. I saw a video of this field in Madrid that they moved the field underground, and it's mowed by automatic mowers and an irrigation system and LED lighting. It's insane. It's insane. I don't know what to do with this. I want to take the Dolphins 2.5. JBonez, thoughts?
Well, Dan Quinn has taken over play calling, so everyone gets scared there.
Oh,
Since that fumble against the Bears on Monday Night Football, the Commanders have lost by 22, 21, 24, and 22. Worst stretch since 2003. Cardinals ended the run with a 3-point loss to the Panthers. Deron Payne's out. Devin Achane's second best. Only Jonathan Taylor in terms of yards after contact. So what do we like to do around here? Run the damn ball. I saw John Gruden said that the Dolphins are about to show up on your TV screens in the hunt. He knows ball. The Dolphins.
I agree. I agree. I'm telling you, they're not mathematically eliminated. 4-7, people are going to start thinking they can play football. Papa Shot being removed, did that fix the Dolphins' fugaziness?
Did you see McDaniels hanging out at a Bills bar in Miami?
Yes, he drove by the bar.
And then he blamed it and said it was AI.
Dude,
what
that guy, you can't be 3-7 I mean, I guess you can, but unbelievable. Good for him. Have fun. Then we move to the afternoon slate, ladies and gentlemen. We've got a 1:00 date in an NFC South battle between the 5-5 Panthers and the 3-6 Falcons. And the Panthers, who have the better record, are 3.5-point underdogs in Atlanta. Here's what I wrote down for this. Must win for Carolina if they want to stay on the in the hunt graphic. Carolina gives it up to receiving running backs. What does Atlanta have? They have Bijan Robinson. However, Atlanta gives up the 4th most rushing yards to running backs. Remember the guy they played last week who ran for 300 yards? What does Carolina like to do? Run the football. I don't know what to do here. I don't trust the Panthers. I don't trust the Falcons to win the game.
Well,
they're terrible in close games.
The Panthers are right back where they like to be. Underdogs, right? They got a little bit of success for a minute.
Yep.
Got to their heads. We've seen this game already this year. The Panthers blanked the Falcons in week 3, 30-0. So there is Drake London injury watch. Makes you a little bit nervous. But your boy Bijan Robinson, not a single touchdown in 4 games since that big Monday night game against the Bills. Pending free agent Tyler Algier sucking all the goal line touches as 3 in that time. So it seems like it's time for Bijan to score a touchdown. I'm making a parlay. I'm starting with Bijan to score a touchdown tomorrow.
I love that.
Falcons got blanked. That's embarrassing. You get shut out. Bad news. Bad things happening. Starting to hear the whispers of a Raheem Morris maybe isn't cut out to be the guy down in Atlanta.
Who would have thought?
Just as much as you're thinking the Panthers want to be in the hunt, Falcons want to be in the hunt also. I think the Falcons avenge week 3, come out with a win. Panthers last week, same situation, just run the ball, couldn't do it. I mean, I think it was a fun story for the first half of the year, but water finds its level.
Yeah,
Falcons win tomorrow.
the Bryce Young experience is
he stinks.
He's not good. He's not good. Not good. Okay. I agree. Falcons.
What's that number? 3.5?
-3.5. Falcons. Next game, 1:00. CBS. Buffalo Bills go home. Two teams coming off a loss. Pretty bad loss for the Bills. They're apparently not dressing their second, first-round wide receiver, whatever he is, Keon Coleman.
Healthy scratch.
Healthy scratch. And we've got the Buccaneers, who lost to the Patriots, facing their second AFC East opponent in a row. The Buccaneers are 5.5-point dogs on the road. The Bills are favored by 5.5. Both teams 6-3. I wrote down for this one, what did I write down? Tampa Bay gives it up through the air. Buffalo's the third most rushing yards given up to running backs. Most important point, revenge game. Sean McDermott, Todd Bowles, both considered for the 2015 New York Jets head coaching job. Todd Bowles got it.
Ooh.
You think Sean McDermott doesn't remember that? You got
I bet he does.
Yeah. NFL Prod says given the Panthers.
Oh, you can have the Panthers. We'll take the Falcons. That worked out.
Write it down.
All right, here's the thing. I got to start by just throwing someone under the bus because whoever does the Bills uniforms, I don't want to say incompetent, but we saw the debacle with the whiteout. They're bringing back the home whites tomorrow.
You can't.
Throwback helmet. It might snow, at which point I'm even more mad that they didn't save the whiteout uniforms for a snowy game.
Thank you.
I don't know. Fun fact, sidebar, when I was looking things up, I Googled and Google suggested and let me know that the Chicago Bulls and the Milwaukee Bucks head-to-head record is Bulls 137, Bucks 135 in the I-94 rivalry. Just a sidebar, when I tried to find Bucks Bills, it was pointing me into Bulls Bucks. Side note there. I've got the most I have to say about any game right here, right now.
I love this.
The Bucks are 6th in blitz, 5th in pressure rates. Josh Allen, number 9, yards per attempt, 16, EPA versus the blitz. The problem is he's good at diagnosing the blitz and getting the ball out quick. When he does not get the ball out quick, though, absolute disaster. Becomes the 31st in EPA, 37th in success rate. Josh Allen is the number 37 ranked quarterback in success rate. That's right, 32 teams, he's ranked 37 when the blitz is getting in if he misdiagnoses it at the time. Can Josh Allen diagnose the blitz and put him in a position to succeed? We'll find out. The key is going to be in the play action game. Versus play action, the Bucks are 28th in EPA as a defense. They're very bad at defending the play action. Jumps all the way up to 11th when it's not a play action play. So, you look at the situation. Can they get the ground game going with James Cook? Got a top 11 defense in the Bucks. Probably going to be difficult to find it, especially when you look at the receiving game for the Bills, right? You already mentioned Keon Coleman's going to be out. Dalton Kincaid's gone. Maybe be gone for an extended period of time. Did you know Josh Allen has 5 interceptions on the year? All of which happened when Dalton Kincaid was not on the field. Big problem. I think this is a situation. He's the guy. He's a security blanket as much tight ends are in the game today. I feel like this is a game where you're going to have Joey Bag of Donuts headed to the tickets and going, the Bills had a letdown last week. They won the Super Bowl against the Chiefs. They ain't going to lose this one. No way. The Bucks, a team from Florida, comes up in the snow. It's an easy one for the Bills. I think we're wrong. I think the uniforms are going to be a curse. Last note here. Last 50 starts. Tua Tagovailoa has more yards than Josh Allen, a better completion percentage than Josh Allen, has more touchdowns than Josh Allen, and a higher passer rating than Josh Allen. He's a bum. He's going to run. But as far as playing quarterback, I think the bubbles burst. They missed their chance. Bucks return to who they are. Who cares who's missing the run game for them? It's going to be a Baker show-out game. He really has his worst games against NFC South opponents. He'll be there. Baker. Give me the Bucks. Upset special today.
Outright?
Outright.
Oh, man. I like that. The Bills are the Bills, man. They don't look right. They just don't look right. They're not blowing people out. They don't score. they've gone the other way too much. They're like they're subscribing to almost what the Eagles do, which is like, we have got to not turn the ball over. That's the most important thing. So,
yeah, we saw against the Patriots. There's throws to be made that he's scared to make because when there's not throws to make there, he has forced them in the past and come back to bite him. So now he's just battered quarterback.
Yeah, he doesn't know who he is. He's trapped in no man's land.
Well, he's not just a football player.
No, he's more than a football player is what he is. Okay? Forget football. Okay, this next game, man. The Chargers and the Jags, dude. The Jags they should have done a Hard Knocks on the Jags, because I don't know what we know they stink, but at the same time, sometimes they don't stink. But Trevor Lawrence stinks. The Chargers have no offensive line, so they've adjusted their whole. You talked about this weeks ago. Get the ball out, get the ball out, get the ball out. I wrote down for this game. What did I write down? Jacksonville is 28th in passing defense. They stink against the pass, but they're second in INTs. Both of these teams are top 5 in time of possession. They hold the ball forever. The Chargers, 4th in total yards allowed. I'm naming this the prototypical quarterback showdown. Because when you look at Justin Herbert and you look at Trevor Lawrence, you're thinking, wow, if I could build a quarterback in a lab, they'd be 6'5" and look like these guys. I don't know what to do. The Chargers are favored by 3.5 in Jacksonville. This is a big game for the Jags because the Chiefs and the Jags are chasing each other for the final.
This is a playoff game. Did you know that?
Let's go.
Per Aaron Schatz, Sunday's game between the Chargers and the Jags is the most important game of the season so far, with playoff odds 71% combined leverage. What does that mean? If the Jaguars win, they will have a 57% chance of making the playoffs. A loss knocks them all the way back to 19%. The Chargers come out of this thing with a win. They're looking to get a 91% chance of making the playoffs. A loss, though, slots them all the way back to 58%. So 71% combined leverage. This is a playoff game. This is a rematch playoff game, because the last time these two teams played, 2021. Remember that? Chargers up 27-0. What happened?
Come back.
A little redemption story, perhaps. I will say this: last week, watching in, the Octo Box, nice little peek at Liam Cohen up there when they were completing the choke job. He looked like he absolutely gave up on your boy, Trevor Lawrence. Capital B bust. Since 2019, teams who blew a 14-point lead in the playoff, 14 or more point lead in the playoffs, are 6-12 against the spread the following week. They are winless this year, 0-4 straight up in 2025. Everything I know about this says that this is going to be a Chargers win. And that's why I like the Jags.
Dude, they'll do something crazy. What gets the Jags, they can get turnovers. Chargers, can they protect? Is this little short passing game going to work? I don't know. Jags plus 3.5. Yes. Do I think they win? I don't know. But I don't care.
3.5 feels like a rat line trap. 79% of the betting public is on the Chargers. Another reason.
No.
Home dog. Really? Give me the Jags. Jags are the pick. Final answer.
Do it. Okay. He said he's heading to bed. He's going to say what he wants to say. So, okay.
All right, fine. Let's jump up to that game real quick.
Let's stay. Well, you know what? NFL prods, we'll jump right to it. We're going to, you know what? You're here. We're here. 425. Chiefs, 5-4. Season on the line. Legacy on the line. At the Broncos, at Mile High. Huge game for Bo Nix and crew. The Chiefs are favored by 3.5. On the road. What did I write down for this game? Kansas City allows the 4th most rushing yards to quarterbacks. Denver is 1st in sacks. Those are the two things I wrote down. This is a game that Sean Payton has wanted since they lost to the Bills in the playoffs, because he said, if we beat the Bills, I liked our chances in the next round, which was against who?
Chiefs. We're not doing it. We're not doing this. We've done this. We're in week 11. We've been thrown down the stairs by Sean Payton too many times. We are going to get a hotel, and we're going to take Andy Reid coming off a bye. He's 22-4 off a bye. The Broncos, well, they've won 2 of the last 3 against the Chiefs, but that includes a Carson Wentz Chiefs game last year in week 16. 2 consecutive wins in Denver, probably problematic. But here's the thing. Our boy, bring the comment up. He's calling out the injuries already. J.K. Dobbins is out.
NFL prods. Dobbins out. Surtain out.
Kane out.
Here, Wallow question, will Chiefs know what they need to be doing in this game? That's why I will be taking the Chiefs. You are biased, though, my friend.
How often do you see a team with 3 fewer wins come in and be a favorite? They are begging you to take the Broncos. They are pleading. Vegas says, give me your money. Broncos, Broncos, Broncos. Well, fine. We'll take the Chiefs. What'd I say? Hey, NFL prods, welcome to the show. This is the part where I tell you we are headed to Chiefs, Eagles, round 3 Super Bowl, baby.
Every show. And I believe it. I believe it, honestly. The thing is,
must win.
It's a must win. It's also a can't lose. It's a season on the line. It's basically a playoff. The Chiefs are in playoff mode.
Especially when the Jags win at 1 o'clock.
Yes. Golly, dude. This is a really tough thing because I keep wanting to bet on the Chiefs and they keep losing. But on the other side is a team that I never want to bet on because they never cover.
No,
and they never do
a machine lately. But throw that Bills game out. That was their Super Bowl. You know how that goes. We see it every single year.
Yeah, it's true.
Give me a Rashee Rice touchdown and a Chiefs money line and be sucking in them dollars before prime time.
I feel like this is going to be one of those ones where it's just a painful loss for the Broncos again. Like last year, whenever they blocked that kick and everything. I think that's what it's coming down to.
They are frauds. Every freaking game they come out and they stink. And then somehow a little bloop and a blast, Broncos steal a win.
Sean Payton is not going to be able to out-scheme the inconsistencies of Bo Nix, and Spagnuolo is going to have that dude in an absolute blender.
Yes, even Spagnuolo and his index card are going to have him in a blender. Thank you.
Yes, blender. He says, okay, I'm trying to make this unbiased. Bo Nix is an amazing quarterback, and I think they have a good chance this game will be a nail-biter. JK is an amazing running back without Pat and JK. That is just terrible. Yeah. Well, Bo Nix is what he is. He's a quarterback in Sean Payton's system that will sometimes make him, but he's inaccurate, which he wasn't when he was in college. That's the problem. He's now becoming inaccurate. It's because he's nervous, and he's getting booed at home. We can't have it. I don't want to bet on the Chiefs, but I can't. The Broncos, man. Can't. Josh also said the Chiefs.
Red Kingdom.
Yeah. I don't know. Okay. Back up to the 1 o'clock games. Thank you, NFL prods, for sticking around. I hope you get what you want tomorrow. I hope the game's awesome. That's what I want. As a fan, I want it to be awesome. 1 o'clock, the Bears, who just have a horseshoe stuck somewhere. Because holy cow, man. They're 6-3. They go to Minnesota. Yes. Hey, thank you for tuning in. Pass the word along. If you want to catch the rest of the podcast, it'll be out tomorrow. Go type in the Millie Goats. We're going to go through the rest of these games, buddy. Okay. Bears 6-3. Vikings 4-5. Vikings are favored at home by 3.5. Ben Johnson probably loves seeing that. Chicago is first in interceptions, which is wild, but they also give it the most rushing yards to quarterbacks. J.J. McCarthy, are you listening? Minnesota has a 22nd ranked rush defense. Week 1 revenge game, because remember last time these two teams played on Monday Night Football, J.J. McCarthy had the 2 or 3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter, or whatever it was, comeback win. We found our quarterback, NFC Player of the Week, blah, 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 blah. I'm sick and tired of the Bears winning the way that they're winning. Do we trust the Vikings to be 3.5-point favorites at home against division rival Chicago Bears?
Well, recurring theme this week, we got a lot of revenge spots because we saw this early in the season, Monday Night Football game. where the Bears blew a big lead, lost to the Vikings 27-24. It was J.J. McCarthy's best game. A little bit of a comeback. This is what they saw in him. This is why they got rid of Sam Darnold and Kirk Cousins and didn't want Aaron Rodgers coming in. They got their guy, JJ, 9.
That's a dumb.
Didn't get much better from there. The
It's
bad
QBR
time
rating.
Yes. Caleb comes in this look for his second divisional win in his young career. And J.J. McCarthy's coming off a game where he had 42 attempts last year. We can't.
Ugh.
That's not how you're going to win, Vikings. Do you trust KOC to get back to a ground game? It was so perfect on Monday Night Football. They were running it left, running it right, booting him left, booting him right. Easy pitch, easy catch. You hit on already. Bears are still number one in turnover margin. Vikings are all the way down the list, number 30. I think you're going to have a game here. Let me script it out for you. Bears look good on the first drive. That scripted drive. Caleb's
baby.
Spots. Boom, 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 boom. Flores kitty blitz. I think at some point, midway through, maybe end of first quarter, early second quarter, Caleb gets poopy pants. The blitz is going to have him happy feet. Can the Vikings survive the script? Can they put their own script together to counter the script and get to a 10-10 game in the second quarter, where then you just let Caleb be Caleb and make the mistakes? What does scare me, and I talked about this last week, we saw the Eagles beat the Vikings with a mobile quarterback. Justin Herbert wasn't afraid to use his legs. Matt Stafford or Jared Goff in concrete was the ideal situation for that Vikings defense. Here we go again with the guy who likes to run. I think we're talking revenge spot here, and I think the Vikings avenge that first week loss, split the series. I mean, that's what you aim for, right? Split it and move on. Vikings 2.5. Is that what you have?
3.5. Vikings minus 3.5.
Yeah, I love it even more. They're trying to get you. Don't take the trap. Vikings 3.5.
Take the Vikings 3.5 minus 3.5.
Yep.
I love it. I think the Bears are. They've what the Bengals they had to come back on. That was a freak play, and then last week Jackson Dart gets hurt, and we get Russell Wilson. I just don't think the Bears are that good. I think they keep getting put in these beautiful situations against terrible teams, and they have more talent. They have a better coach. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think Flores is going to absolutely smoke Caleb Williams. I think it's over. I think it's over. Anyways. Okay. Vikings minus 3.5. Next game, 1:00. The Green Bay Packers at 5-3-1. 7.5-point favorites on the road in New York. Well, not New York, technically. To face the 2-8 Giants, who just named their starting quarterback. The greatest show on turf, baby. Jameis Winston. This is a Jameis game. New York Giants have allowed the second most rushing yards to running backs. That's not a good sign. New coach, new quarterback bump. Mike Kafka, Northwestern superstar quarterback. I don't know how that plays into this, but that's a fun fact. I was looking for some LaFleur, Kafka revenge spots. Couldn't find any when I was doing the research. But Kafka coming off a big cover by Northwestern today against Michigan. Maybe that gives him a little juice. But Giants are 7.5-point dogs. The Packers, they have no offensive identity. They can't decide if they want to actually just run the football with Josh Jacobs or make and I said this earlier in the year, or make the push for Jordan Love, his MVP case, which when they do that, it blows up in their face. This is the game. They run the football, but Jameis Winston might throw for 400 yards. What do you think?
I like to just read a passage here from the good Lord here. The horse is prepared for battle, but victory comes from the Lord. That's Proverbs 21:31. Thank you, Jameis Winston, on Twitter. Appreciate it. Listen, there's certain things that you got to live by. And when you get an interim quarterback or a backup quarterback, you get juju. When you get an interim head coach, you get juju. When you bring those two perfect storms together, oh my God, you take the gift it is and run to the ticket with it. I've already bet Jameis Winston 300 yards and 2 touchdowns at a 10-1 clip. All right. The Packers stink. They peaked early. Tucker Kraft dead. That's a problem. You saw last week they were anemic on offense. Great. They can run the ball, sure. But defenses know that now. They know that he doesn't have a security blanket. Again, Dalton Kincaid, Tucker Kraft, these tight ends go out, the offense suffers. The Packers have scored 1 touchdown on 18 first-half possessions the last 4 games. The last 4 games, they average a single point per drive, which is 30th in the NFL. I did see a funny little Peter Schrager quote about how Jersey Jeff Hafley, going to be basically auditioning for the job a la Ben Johnson when he played the Bears at the end of last season. This would be the biggest interim coach upset since the Chiefs knocked off who? The Packers as 11-point dogs in 2011 after they fired Todd Haley. The world loves it. The same thing I said about the Bills. Every Joey Baggett does. There's no way the Packers lose again. Yep, there is a way. His name's Jameis Winston. Give me the Giants outright.
That's what I wanted. I think this puts the final nail in the coffin of the Packers being the prohibitive NFC favorite that everybody wanted to talk about. Get them out of here. They stink. Jordan Love, too inconsistent. They're 1-3 when their defense gives up 16 points or less. That's awful, especially for Matt LaFleur, supposed to be an offensive whiz, but people are like, oh, this is on Matt LaFleur. No, it's not. You don't think Matt LaFleur watches his quarterback throw interception after interception? He knows that he can't do stuff with him. And when he tries to turn him loose, he screws it up. Come on. Anyways. All right, we got a question from Rav B. He goes, 2 wide receiver, 2 running back, 1 flex, full PPR. Dobbs, JMO, Allen, Franklin, Pearsall, CMC, White, Tracy, Monty, Vidal, Aaron Jones. Are you asking us who you should play?
Christian McCaffrey is a must-start.
Yes.
He's number 2 in receptions.
Yes, I would absolutely play
Dobbs
CMC.
is dead.
Yeah.
JMO's going to get bottled up.
I would play JMO, and I'd play Franklin probably. That's just me.
All right, there it is.
CMC, and then if your other running back, I'd probably
Aaron Jones, right?
Yeah, I'd probably go Aaron.
Well, he drafted him. He drafted him Benjamin week 11.
Nope. Play him. I'd go Rashad White too. The Bills suck against the run. Third most rushing
Rashad White there. Yeah, I agree.
But flex him. Next game, 1:00. AFC North football, baby. I think that's the first thing I wrote down. AFC. I'm gonna just click. AFC North football. Cincinnati gives up the most rushing yards to running backs. Pittsburgh allows the most.
I wrote that down too.
Pittsburgh allows the most passing yards to quarterbacks and the most receiving yards to wide receivers. So these two offenses, I don't know what the hell to expect with this game. You're welcome, Rabbi. Thank you for tuning in and asking a question. We appreciate it. I hope you're not a Steelers or a Bengals fan because we're about to go nuclear on them. The Steelers can't run the ball, even though you should run the ball. However, Joe Flacco might throw for 500 yards.
Those Lightning strike twice. Jamar Chase, 16 catches on 23 targets the last time they played the Steelers. We saw that shift where they moved Ramsey to safety. It may have fixed the Steelers' defense. They've looked much better since that game, despite, losing a couple. But they did beat the Colts. That mean anything new? No? Maybe? You nailed it.
They only win when they get 5 turnovers or more.
Well, this is true. But I think tomorrow could change it. There's whispers in the papers that Will Howard is about to replace your boy Aaron Rodgers, starting quarterback as the Steelers. There's whispers. Aaron Rodgers was not on the injury report, so I'm looking for the phantom injury to marry up to these whispers and maybe believe something. Because I don't think Mike Tomlin was the kind of guy that just benches a Hall of Famer out of nowhere in Week 11. The Steelers have played the 5th hardest schedules of run defenses so far. They are hungry for the kind of defense the Bengals are going to offer them. We saw Jaylen Warren a week ago rush for 100 yards. You're going to see a lot more of that tomorrow. A lot of Jaylen Warren. Trey Hendrickson is out. A bad defense gets even worse. When he was playing, the Bengals run defense was actually not bad, ranked 9th in yards per carry. However, with Trey Hendrickson out, they have now moved to dead last. We're talking about a difference of 4 yards a carry, 6.2 yards a carry. With just Trey Hendrickson coming out, running backs are getting an extra 2.2 yards per carry.
Put that on your resume.
Gets better on first down runs. Bengals allowed 4.4 with Trey. Without him, 7.3. 7.3 yards per carry on first down without Trey Hendrickson on the field. That's so bad that the team that's ranked 31st is the Chargers at 5.6, almost 2 yards less. So 5 games this year have featured 500-yard performances. 3 have come against this Bengals defense. Revenge spot. Hello. A lot of times you want to take the points in the Steelers AFC North matchup, but I think this goes and bucks that trend. Steelers right the ship, head towards that 9-8 record. They're going to smash the Bengals tomorrow.
Love it. And the Steelers pass rush combined with Joe Flacco at home, renegade.
I want to pause for a second. Steelers pass rush is garbage.
It is.
TJ Watt's a fraud. TJ Watt had the easiest offensive line in football last week and couldn't even pat Justin Herbert on the back after he threw a pass 20 minutes later. He wasn't getting home. And he sits in the same spot. He's just there. That's where TJ Watt is. You put 2 guys on him, he's out of the equation. So the only way TJ Watt gets to the quarterback is just due to gross negligence. Maybe the Bengals are that dumb, but Steelers pass rush doesn't keep me up at night.
This is the Aaron Rodgers post-game presser where he gets to lecture people afterward. I think that's what we're going to get tomorrow.
RELAX.
Mm-hmm. And the Steelers, Pittsburgh is yearning for something after game day came there and that performance by the Pittsburgh Panthers.
What do we expect? Narduzzi didn't care. Why would the players? That feels going to be an absolute disaster tomorrow, too.
Yes. Gosh,
talk about the Madrid field. What's the exact opposite? You're going to get it tomorrow. That game day was all just PR stunt to start hyping up the draft. Let ESPN get in there and inspect the infrastructure. Can we run a show here? What do we need? You get 6 months to fix all the stuff that you didn't do well on a small crowded game day.
And Pat McAfee's from there.
There were so many games today they could have been at. They could have been between the hedges. They could have been down in Alabama. They could have been like the Gators Ole Miss was a good game with all the drama around Lane Kiffin. You see that? Lane Kiffin almost blew that thing.
Oh, I know. Yeah. Well, they needed to rank Pitt for the sake of Notre Dame. So they had to make that a big game so that Notre Dame had another big win on there. Because I don't think they had any big wins, do they? They have 2 big losses.
They had 2 big losses, right? And somehow still ranked ahead of Miami, a team they lost to.
Right.
The other piece of drama I chuckled at today, Virginia Tech and James Franklin are chit-chatting. All right. Tech wants Franklin. Franklin wants Florida State. Okay. Norvell's not fired yet. Who won that game?
Oh, did Virginia Tech win?
No. Virginia Tech lost to Florida State. So there you go. You give Florida State a win. Maybe they're not going to fire their head coach and be competition for James Franklin.
You could see the president of the university on the headset to the Virginia Tech interim coach. If you win this freaking game, we will send your ass back.
Can you imagine Tech pulls off the upset? They fire Norvell and immediately become James Franklin's tutor.
Gosh. That'd be.
I love the coach carousel. It is top. It's Mount Rushmore.
Oh, it's
hot stove coach carousel.
The Real Housewives of Miami. I mean, it's you're tracking flights. You're seeing who liked whose tweets. It's hilarious.
How about Mike Elko signs an extension and immediately he's down 30-3. Oops.
They've played the bottom half of the SEC. That's why I picked him to make the championship. I was looking at the schedule before we did our preview shows, and I was looking at the schedules, and I'm like, Texas A&M plays nobody. I was like, they could absolutely be in the SEC championship. And then they started the whole, with 3 losses, Texas could get 3 losses. Texas looks awful. You can't put that team in the playoff.
Yeah. No, you can't. I'll tell you what. This golden age of college football, where teams are now creating narratives to support their Heisman candidate. We saw Mendoza's throw an interception against Oregon, throw an interception against Penn State, so he can have those big drives and get his Heisman moments. Teams are going, wait, what? We got Texas A&M, Marcel Reed. All right, we're going to go down 30-0. He's going to come back. We saw Ty Simpson throw pick sixes today. Mm-hmm. He just dug himself too big of a hole, couldn't get out of it. I don't know. We got Ryan Day doing load management, sit down Carnell Tate and Jeremiah Smith for the rest of the year just to get Julian saying some reps against or with less resources. I don't know.
I did see a catch by Jeremiah Smith today. That was pretty impressive.
Yeah, he's a very good football player.
He's a very good football player. It sucks because they don't play any big games, so you don't get to see them.
Yeah. Well,
and when they do play on TV, you're like, oh, they're up by 30. I don't care about that game anymore. So
I think that's just the way it is this year. Best team you've ever seen.
I need that game with Michigan to be for the Big Ten title. And I don't care if Ohio State. I just need the build up.
I'm not saying that's another funny one, right? Because you start looking at the rankings, and Indiana and Ohio State are 1 and 2. What are they going to care about the Big Ten championship for? Like, who cares? Well,
yeah,
now
we'd be playing for a bye. That's it. But I mean, we
saw
that didn't mean diddly poo.
Would they let the loser lose their bye?
Well, that's true. That's a good point. Yeah,
I mean, they're not playing for anything. Now they're playing for the Heisman Trophy, though, because the Heisman Trophy.
There you go. There's the narrative.
Given out in December, which is stupid. It should be given out the day after the national championship.
Yes, now it should be moved because of the season's change. But for all those people who said the regular season wasn't going to matter, it's going to be insane the next few weeks. It's going to be insane. It's going to be incredible.
I know. We've got SEC against the Little Sisters of the Poor next week.
Yes. Yep.
Stupid. Insane.
Oh my gosh, Oklahoma beat Alabama, and I was like, you got to be kidding me. We're going to get 7 SEC schools in there.
Give me all of them.
That threw a wrinkle into everything, which is hilarious. Okay, 1:00. Speaking of hilarious, the AFC South, the 4-5 Texans in the hunt on the graphic at the 1-8 Tennessee Titans. Texans are favored by 7.5. What did I write down for this one? I wrote down this is the battle for the retro jersey. This is the Houston Oilers. Whose jersey is it? Who gets to wear the retros? Notes of the old Carolina, not Carolina Blue Rose, Houston Blue in the Titans uniforms themselves. Texans coming off a huge rally cry. I think Davis Mills is getting the start again. The Titans are awful. But, well, yes, can the Texans win by 7 with Davis Mills? They can, because their defense is so damn good, and Cam Moore is going to be scared for his life back there.
Let's not overthink it. Texans won 26-0 week 4. All right. They won 4 straight games in Tennessee. This is just the business trip.
Texans. Okay. We're not going to overthink that one. Okay. Do I need to recuse myself from the situation here? Because the next game we have on
your thoughts, because I feel like you have I feel like you think that the Cardinals are better than they are.
I think the Cardinals
give you trouble.
I think the Cardinals without Kyler Murray when they play the 49ers is a disaster. Okay? Because Kyler Murray gives the 40 and has for his entirety of his career. I've watched him play the 49ers like 15 times or whatever it is. He gives the 49ers fits. This game, the first time they played, came down to a last-second field goal. Shout out Eddie Pinheiro, game winner, so on and so forth. Mac G is here. He says Titans lose, and he says 49ers win. Yes! Right. You see this big flag behind me, dude? It's right. I'm trying to do this. I'm not trying to be unbiased. The 49ers have everybody back. Everybody. The offensive line is healthy. Well, minus Bosa and minus Fred Warner. Pearsall's back. Marcus Robinson's back. Kittle's out there. All the offensive line. Brock Purdy's back. That's what matters.
System quarterback.
Don't care.
Is he starting? Is that your guy?
He is starting. Brock Purdy is back. Cardinals got demolished by the Seahawks.
I think they turned back into a pumpkin. Marv Harrison, appendectomy. Zay Jones out for the season. They're running out of guys. Jameis is kind of on his own. They don't really have a running game. They haven't had all year.
Well, James Conner got hurt. He's out too.
Yeah, right.
Their defense is scrappy, and Trey McBride is very good. But I think Kyle Shanahan has been saving the Brock Purdy start for a game like this where you can get a road win. Because if 49ers win this, they're what? They'd be
7-4. It's right there.
Well, they'd be 7-2 in the conference, and they'd be 4-1 in the division.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
And then you're going to get one of these teams in a later game to lose a game, and all they got to do,
unless they tie.
It's true. 49ers minus 2.5. This is the Brock Purdy comeback story. Start the 30 for 30.
There it is.
Start it. 49ers could rattle off like 5 in a row here. Okay. 49ers. What else? Did you have anything else to add on that game?
No, I think just the injury momentum, right? A lot of bad going on for the Cardinals, losing targets. The backup quarterback Juju's wearing off, and the 49ers are still a decently coached team with some talent. They're not dead yet. Last week was just going to happen.
Yes.
Like I said, splitting. You got good teams in your division, split.
Yep. The other 4 or 5 game, which nobody's going to see because...
Isn't that weird? Now,
stupid.
I was originally mad that it wasn't like flex to Monday night, which you can do. You could also flex to Thursday night coming up with 3 weeks warning.
They should have done that because the Cowboys and the Raiders play, but of course, because the Cowboys are on Monday.
Well, here's the thing. CBS already has the Chiefs game. That's game of the week.
Yep.
So this is the candidate to be moved, but the rematch takes place on Monday Night Football in a month. So can you do it 2 Monday Night Football games with the same 2 teams?
These 2?
Yeah, Seahawks, Rams.
You absolutely can because I want good football. I don't want to watch the 5-1 Cowboys play the 2-8 Raiders.
That quad box is gonna hit tomorrow at 4:00.
Oh my gosh! Give it to me, inject it into my veins, grind it down. Seahawks Rams game of the week. Yes, that and the Broncos. I'll take that too. And there's a good game in each slot. It's gonna be incredible, minus the Madrid game. So Metro says, "What in your opinion are the top 10 football teams?"
Sure, write this down. Yeah, I think
you write that down. Let me lead this game in. 4 or 5. Fox. Nobody's gonna see it. It's a shame. Get the Sunday ticket. We're not telling you to do that, but 7-2 Seahawks. Everybody's darling. Everybody's dark horse. Sam Darnold, MVP. This and that. We forget he throws picks when he plays good teams. This is a real test for Sam Darnold. Question is, are the Seahawks going to have a home field advantage? Because usually everybody does who plays in LA. The other team, it's kind of like Jerry World or Carolina in Charlotte. But the Rams are 7-2. They both are coming off massive, humongous victories, just throttling the other team. Rams are favored by 2.5. What did I write down for this game? This is the Krispy Kreme Glaze Bowl. Because, holy cow, I don't know who's calling this game, but just please don't talk about the quarterbacks for 4 hours. I cannot stand. I can't stand another Dr. Seuss, Matt Stafford. He can throw it here. He can throw it there. He can throw it everywhere. He could throw it without green eggs and ham. He could throw it sideways. He could throw it backwards. I don't want to listen to that. These are the top 6 sack defenses. So these defenses are, well, I think the Rams defense is kind of a little fugazi, but the Seattle defense is pretty legit. Seattle allows the most receptions to tight end. The Rams love using that number 18. I cannot remember what his name is. I think he's out of Oregon. He's been a pivotal piece for them. Do we trust the Rams as 2.5-point favorites at home? That's the question.
I love the Rams tomorrow.
I would
trust
agree.
them with all my money. I look here at public betting. The public loves the Seahawks 83%. Here's the story. So Puka Nacua was out. And when he was out, he was out previously.
Oh, he was out, okay.
And Sean McVay went into the lab and said, hey, this 31 personnel is kind of cool. And
3 tights.
The 3 tight end look is huge. And you go back to last season, McVay was running 11 personnel 90% of the time when league average 54. Starting at the goal line, couldn't punch the ball in. And now they're in this 3 tight end look. And you watch the film. They line up 2 tight ends on one side, 1 tight end on the left, and Devontae Adams all the way out wide. And they motion the tight end over. And this is even worse than the tush push at this point because either A, Devontae Adams is a one-on-one, hits a slant wide open touchdown. Maybe they double him. Now it's a fade, and he's Devontae Adams. He scores a touchdown. Worst case scenario, Kyren Williams could bang into the middle because it's so unbalanced. There's this momentum shift to this 13 personnel that's happening where, he's dictating what the defenses are calling and getting out of these base 5 DB looks and bringing in the linebackers. And these tight ends are athletic, and they're beating the linebackers and getting open. And Manning's sitting down in the soft spots of the zone coverage. It's just an absolute checkmate situation that he's going to lock up Mike McDaniel and absolutely exert the genius that is Sean McVay. People forget how great this guy was when he first showed up. He was a wizard. And he's kind of fallen back. He's won a Super Bowl, but yet we still kind of forget how elite he is. They have talent all over. You already mentioned the pass. I think it's still Sam Darnold in a all eyes on you spot. Until he proves otherwise, you can't trust him.
No.
Cooper Kupp revenge game. A little scary. Rams wearing gimmicky uniforms, which has gone bad for a lot of teams in the NFL this year. So
but they're black.
Could be problematic.
All whites are usually the.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. But I think this 3 tight end set, crazy. Take Puka Nacua off the field. Yeah, well, it works. And these coaches that are so just locked in and making things happen. Devontae Adams was a cheat code. For them to get Devontae Adams is just absolutely insane. And it's going to be full effect tomorrow. Put Devontae on the ticket. What do you say already? Bijan, put him on the ticket. Cooper, get it. Or not Cooper. Devontae, get him on the ticket. We'll add some more later.
I love it. I love it. I think just there's these, there's these teams that everybody wants to ride on, and they forget that when Sam Darnold plays a good defense, he will turn the ball over.
I mean, the Rams' losses are what? Eagles blocked field goal,
and then a 49ers.
Sean McVay pooping his pants trying to call a play in overtime.
Yeah, and Kyron Williams.
Top
10. There you go. Okay, Metro.
You want it 10-1 or 1-10?
Go 10-1. That's how you do it. That's how you reveal something.
10-1. Our mutual hate. The Broncos, number 9.
Idiots.
The Bills, number 8. Just across the Great Lakes. The Lions, number 7. The Bucks, number 6. The Patriots haven't played a schedule, but I love Mike Vrabel. Drake May may be the MVP. Got to put him in number 6. Number 5 is the loser of tomorrow's game. The Seahawks still keep them there. Strong record. Number 4, the Chiefs. They're going to the Super Bowl. Number 3, the Colts. The record is what it is, but they're going to get demolished in the playoffs. It's only a matter of time. Number 2, the Rams, and the team that blocked the field goal against the Rams is your number 1, reigning, defending Super Bowl champions, Philadelphia Eagles, on their way to the repeat.
Can't argue that. I'm not gonna disagree with the Eagles being at 1 because again, you're the champ.
That defense is something.
Jalen Phillips was a game wreck. He was everywhere against the Packers. I hate to say that, but then again, I watch football, and I'm not going to lie to myself.
Oh, one more thing about the Rams. My buddy calls this out. He says that basically all these teams are basically trusting last year's film when they come up with this year's game plans. You write the game plans over the offseason, and you kind of like loosely adjust them, but you can't really make macro changes to your game plan. So when Sean McVay goes from 90% 11 to 13 like that, it's kind of earth-shattering, and the ripple effect is going to take teams until next year to probably fully adjust to it. So unless teams have athletic linebackers, Eagles and Zach Bond, it's going to be exploited for the rest of the year, and the Rams could be on their way to a Super Bowl.
Who beat them, right? The 49ers did it before Fred Warner got hurt.
Hugely athletic. Well, they weren't doing it. This is like the last month they found this 13 personnel.
Oh, well, that's probably because they lost to the 49ers. They said, shit, we can't not be able to.
And they all look the same, too. Just big white tight ends. It's like USC and the punter.
Yeah.
Which one is it? Is it Higbee? I don't know.
All right. Another AFC North football. Let's go. Buckle up. Get your chin straps on, folks. We got a dad blame AFC North palooza going on out here. The Baltimore Ravens. Goodness gracious, man. They're going to do it. They are going to do it. We're going to have to listen to the Lamar. Brought him all the way back. MVP. Cue the Undertaker gif coming up from the coffin and whatever. They're 8.5-point favorites at the Cleveland Browns. What do the notes say? This is a Browns franchise revenge game. Remember, people forget. Cleveland left to become the Ravens, and then they gave the Browns back their franchise. Baltimore allows the second most completions to quarterbacks. Cleveland is second in total yards allowed and passing yards allowed per game. So Cleveland's defense really good. You can throw on Baltimore. Problem is stealing Gabriel. So do we trust the Baltimore Ravens, who kicked like 7 field goals last week, to go into Cleveland and win another game with Lamar seemingly nursing his hamstring back?
No. certain things have rules. I mean, we made money off of the Titans just auto betting the other team for several
Callahan's a
weeks.
complete idiot.
Browns defense at home, you forget because you see it on the road, but it's very good. And,
very good.
And this is another rematch spot. The Browns did get thumped in week 2, 41-17. However, the Browns defense held Derrick Henry to 23 yards and 11 touches, kept him out of the end zone. And the scoreboard probably wasn't as accurate as the real game script because the Ravens pulled away in the fourth quarter. Defense, touchdowns, fumbles, really piled it on. Ravens have lost the last 4 games in Cleveland, so they don't love the travel. And the other kind of sub note here, you see it very often with the NFL circles. You try to maybe find a trend on a referee and you go, oh, they call holding a lot. This team runs the ball well. They're not going to run the ball well. Well, guess what? They know that too, and they're trying to just regress to the mean, so they call more holdings to make up their stats. Vikings came out of the game last week with the Ravens, having 8 false starts at home. That's the most false starts for our home team in 16 seasons. After the game, they weren't saying, they were just saying, Aaron Jones specifically, Ravens were showing some bullshit, some claps, some this, that, the other thing, trying to trick them. So that's a delay game penalty. Referee's going to be keyed into it. They're not going to be able to pull those same tricks we saw last week, maybe kind of standardize the game, get back to the middle. Quinshon Judkins is a machine. He can run the ball.
Yes.
I think, the Ravens, they're not in a position that they were in prior years where it's pad stats for Lamar to win an MVP or, aspire to be the first round bye and just have this just sexy resume, put some respect on our name. They're kind of in this like gritted out win to win, week to week, win to win. They can win. That's fine. Win by more than that touchdown? I don't think so. Give me the Browns plus the points. Follow up one thing I often say, don't trust the line. The line doesn't matter. To date, all right, the line's averaging 2 times it counts a week. I think this is one of the spots it counts this week. Give me the Browns.
I love that. Mac G says the Ravens are dangerous. Is starting to shift with them. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they're dangerous just yet. I think they'll win.
Better quarterback, they choked yesterday or last week. Yeah. JJ.
Just heaving balls up like he's a jugs machine to punt returners. Just inexplicably just throwing deep balls for no reason. Doesn't need to, but does. Browns plus 8.5. Chiefs. We already talked about that one earlier for our guy. Let's sneeze. NFL prod. So we already discussed that one. We're going to move on to the Sunday night game where NFC supremacy is on the line here, ladies and gentlemen. The 6-3 Lions, after their throttling of the hapless Commanders, wasn't that who they just beat? The Lions are doing this thing where it's like, oh, the Lions are back, but they played the Commanders. And then they lose to the Vikings at home. Oh, the Lions are back, play the Commanders, and, Eagles are favored by 1.5. They're 7-2. They've come off another hilarious, somehow they win. 10-7 against the Packers. 7-2. Everybody's talking about the Rams and the Seahawks, and here are the Eagles. They just keep beating everybody. I hate it, but I respect it. It's an outdoor game. We already talked about the Jared Goff last time outdoor thing. That didn't really matter at that point, but everybody loves Dan Campbell taking the play calling over. Say we got to get J-Mo the ball, right? That works against the oldest team and the oldest defense in the league and the Jaden Daniels-less Commanders. We'll see how smart he looks whenever he's playing the Eagles. So, what do you think? This is your thing. Go ahead.
All right. So, fun fact, this is the first time in Jared Goff's career where he will be playing in Philadelphia against a crowd. The only game he played in Philly was COVID, and there was no one there. A lot of chatter. You already talked about it. The Eagles are underperforming. There's this thing that happens when you win a Super Bowl where everyone puts their target on you. And, it was, the Chiefs revenge spot in week 2. And they beat the Chiefs. And there's, the Rams are up and coming. They want to get revenge for the playoffs. This is their biggest game of the year. And the Eagles beat the Rams. It was last week. Oh, the Packers. Oh, revenge spot. The Eagles beat them twice. They had this game circled all season. They're going to come back and they're going to beat them. And the Eagles beat them. So while all this is going on and everyone wants to knock the Eagles and, Diana Rossina can't stop keeping the Eagles' name in her mouth. They keep winning. And they're doing this all while their offensive line, who has only played one game complete as a unit all season long. Guess what? The entire offensive line is off the injury report. The report itself is almost a blank piece of paper. There are a bunch of FPs on Friday. Meanwhile, the Lions are rolling into town without Terrion Arnold, without Kirby Joseph. They just put Sam Laporta on the IR. A ton more guys questionable. A bunch of people they expected to activate from the IR aren't going to be activated. Aiden Hutchinson called it a must-win. Amon-Ra St. Barr last year, we would have beat the Eagles in the NFC Championship if we made it. Defend the crown. We're not going to have some tight end coach turned head coach turned play caller for the second time in his life. He's not going to go and outplay or outcoach or outscript one of the best modern day defensive coordinators, Vic Fangio. Bird squash them. They play far too much man coverage for A.J. Brown not to have a big game. Probably game ball can go right in Diana Rossini's mouth afterward. EAGLES -1.5.
I'm not going to dispute that. The Lions fans are funny, man. I was talking to a guy, Lions fan. He's like, "Yeah, we're going to win by two possessions." And I'm like, "Are you based off of what?"
Quinyon Mitchell's the number one cornerback in football.
I don't know.
Yeah. And meanwhile, Adoree Jackson on the other side, they've had this like rotating cast of DB2 because they want to keep Cooper DeJean in the slot. They try to trade for Jay Alexander. He's the second guy to show up in the building, look around and go, I'm out, and retire. Zaire Smith, he showed up, looked around, retire. But Adoree Jackson, according to Advanced Analytics, has like the third smallest window somehow. I don't know. It makes no sense. But you just said it already. Jalen Phillips added in there. They got Nolan Smith back, another edge rusher. Brandon Graham's getting into shape. Ajomo, incredible interior pressure. I mean, like they just keep coming on defensive line. So
I don't trust the Lions. I don't trust the Lions against good teams.
They're too hurt.
I don't trust them against good teams.
A dozen starters. And they're all 22.
Who have the Lions beat? I think they have one win against a good team, and it was, initially it was like, it's the Ravens, but that doesn't look that great.
Yeah, and they were falling apart.
Okay, so they beat the Bucs. Okay, they beat the Bucs at home. They lost to the Chiefs. They beat the Bengals. They beat the Browns. They beat the Bears. They beat the Ravens.
But the Bucs were dying in that game too.
They lost to the Packers. So, I mean, it's Mike. That's the one. Mike Evans came back and got his face caved in and his collarbone break. So the Lions, they've lost to all the good teams they played. This is the best team they played.
It's hard enough turning over your coordinators to fire the guy 9 weeks in, take over play calling. As a guy who doesn't even call plays, this isn't like a,
Well, I mean, that's what does that tell you?
Not good. How about Matt LaFleur last week on Monday Night Football drawing things up on his iPad?
He's trying to figure how do I draw a play where my quarterback doesn't look like a complete idiot?
The tight end, again, we said it about the Bills, we said it about the Packers. You lose your tight end, you lose your security blanket, these teams just completely crash out.
Yeah.
Laporta out, line stinky. Go Birds, go.
Monday night, we don't really have to spend much time on this. Cowboys.
What do you like? I didn't write a single thing down for this one.
Here's what I wrote down. Cowboys 3-5-1. They're favored by 3.5 on the road at the Raiders. Cowboys are actually getting a lot of pieces back. They got the dude from the Jets, Quinn Williams. They're getting Overshown. They're getting one of their DBs back, I think. So I don't know if they're all playing, but I know that's that, and Logan Wilson, obviously they traded. So they're getting some reinforcements on defense. However, they allow the most passing touchdowns to quarterbacks and the most receiving touchdowns to wide receivers. Problem is, for the Raiders, you have Geno Smith throwing the football, and you have nobody to catch the football other than Brock Bowers. Do we think the Cowboys win this game on the road? That's really... Will Dak outplay?
How's Geno?
Is their offense going to be good enough to get the lead and keep the lead?
I mean, the Raiders have looked like crap all year, except, well, after week 1. They beat the Patriots somehow week 1. We'll never know. We'll never know.
Here's what I say for this. The NFL needs the Cowboys to get to 4-5-1.
There you go.
I don't care anything other than that. I think the NFL needs them because they're going to have some primetime games coming up. They need them to be relevant on Thanksgiving, which is in 2 weeks, right? We need the Cowboys to be as close to 500, so Thanksgiving means something. Chiefs need to be close to 500 or above 500. So, we get to that Thanksgiving game, Dallas. Oh, this is it. If they lose this one, their season's over. Everything riding against the Chiefs, so on and so forth. Give me a score for the Philly-Detroit game.
31-14.
Oh, you mean an absolute shellacking?
Yeah, because they're going to try to go for it and get stuffed.
Can I make it 17?
You know how it is. Every time. No, they don't kick field goals. When will Dan Gamble settle for a field goal?
It's true. He's a play caller now,
Yeah. And how many times they try to little cute play and they forget to check in with the lineman, or they forget to put a guy on the line of scrimmage, or they're incompetent. I don't trust them.
I think this is a high scoring one.
The over-under's 50 in that game. Holy moly. That's
31-20. 31-27. From the top. Okay, we've already won one. We got the Dolphins minus 2.5. I'm trying not to hit buttons here. Dolphins minus 2.5 against the Commanders in Spain, in España. Then we got the Falcons minus 3.5 taking on the Panthers at home. Buccaneers plus 5.5 at Buffalo. Jags plus 3.5 hosting the Chargers. Vikings minus 3.5 hosting the Bears. Giants plus 7.5 hosting the Packers. Steelers minus 5.5 hosting the Bengals. Texans minus 7.5 at the Titans. 49ers minus 2.5 at the Cardinals. Rams minus 2.5 hosting the Seahawks. Browns plus 8.5 hosting the Ravens. Chiefs minus 3.5 at the Broncos. Eagles minus 1.5 hosting the Lions. Cowboys minus 3.5 at the Raiders. And that is 15-0. Lock it in. Save.
Whoops. Looks like something went wrong.
There it goes. Man, that was scary.
I have it all written down. Don't worry.
Okay. If not, we'll go back in there. But
and the show's on the internet, so
yeah. So you check us, folks. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Week 11 Pick'em Show, and we've got a lot of football to watch tomorrow, and we will be doing a recap show tomorrow night. And for those of you tuning in late, we did go over every single game. Appreciate JBonez being here. We're currently, what was the record? I forget. 74
and 69.
69. If you count the one already, we're 75.
75 is, yeah.
So we're working only 2 losing seasons or 2 losing weeks. So now we don't need to cross our fingers. We're putting in the time. You think we come on here? We've got the notes. JBonez has the notes. I've got my notes. We take football seriously around here. We appreciate everybody tuning in. Go look at the podcast everywhere you get podcasts, Apple, Spotify, iHeart, Good Pods, Amazon, wherever you find them. We're there. All the socials, TikTok, Rumble, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. Come yell at us on there. Rankings, college football rankings, games of the week. We'll put out the picks graphic tomorrow before the games. Well, I don't know if I'll get it done before the 9th, but maybe I will. I'll do it tonight. And we'll get it out before then. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Pick Show. Let's go win some games tomorrow. How about that?